this morning, Professor Jason Leach. Right, a quick look across a variety of pretty weighty stories knocking about, some of them the ones we've been discussing this morning. There is, though, another story that's not really going away. Here's the front page of the Sunday Mail. Sex shame MP faces cop quiz. SNP's Patrick Grady being investigated now by police over sex assault claims. Andrew Kerr, our political correspondent, is with us this morning. This has caused quite a bit of problems within the SNP, hasn't it? They won't be happy that it's not going away.
It has, Martin.
I should say, sorry, Andrew, we asked the SNP for an interview on this morning. We were told that discussing the case any further would breach confidentiality. They might not be willing to discuss it, but plenty of other people still want to talk about it.
And we stand on the edge of a huge political week in politics, Martin, and the Grady Affair is really starting to overshadow that. Yesterday, we would want to hear from the SNP, perhaps setting out their hopes and visions of independence. But we have the Grady story today, and we've heard from the SNP just before coming on air that Patrick Grady is stepping away from his party membership while the police inquiry continues. So that means that he won't be an SNP MP during the foreseeable time of the police inquiry. So this is really affecting the party, and of course, still questions about Ian Blackford, the SNP Westminster leader, and his leadership of the party down there, and questions for the First Minister too about how this whole affair has indeed been handled over the past few years. Yeah,
we don't want to go too deep into the story politically because there are legal issues now that police are investigating, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it is. It's a problem that's not leaving them, is it? It's going to be a cause of some concern, and for Ian Blackford as much as anybody, right?
It really will be, because I mean, one columnist is writing in the Sunday Times today that Mr. Blackford's position is now untenable. The opposition are, of course, saying that, but perhaps maybe even some in his own SNP Westminster grouping are perhaps saying that to themselves as well.
Yeah, exactly. Another issue, talking the SNP, independence, the route map for independence. Long awaited. We don't have to wait much longer, though. Tuesday is when Nicola Sturgeon is going to set that out to Parliament. No doubt a fairly prolonged row will follow. What do we expect?
Yeah, this is indeed really exciting. We've had the paper setting out the perceived benefits in the SNP's view, and then we will get that statement from the First Minister in Parliament. Nicola Sturgeon is saying today that independence is essential to tackling the cost of living crisis. So how do we go about it? How might they deliver a referendum that will be legal? Well, could it be about trying to have a referendum on gaining additional powers for Holyrood, extend the Parliament's powers to enable independence to be achieved? Well, that's really interesting, but will it pass scrutiny? Will it pass the legal test from the presiding officer, from the Supreme Court perhaps? But there are also questions for the pro-union side as well. You were speaking to Douglas Ross there. He was talking about a pretend referendum, and Nicola Sturgeon should stick to the gold standard that we had in 2014. Well, Alex Salmond, the
which, of course, she's being denied by his party.
She's being denied by that. But, of course, Mr Salmond is saying, well, actually move away from what is perceived as the gold standard. So it's really interesting to see what might happen. You were making the point about the UN right of self-determination. There's a phrase, you know, there's a prison we're in which no democratic key can unlock. That's the pro-yes side that say that. But apparently the UN rights and self-determination maybe doesn't apply to developed Western democracies. So this is going to be really tricky, a really exciting time for Scottish politics. But of course, coming out this time, a final week in Parliament, not that much time for scrutiny, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew, a busy week, no doubt, for you and your brethren within the parliamentary media unit. Thank you very much indeed for being with us.